grievances and conspiracy theories that have also fueled his interactions with Ukraine.
Isn't that sort of what got the administration in trouble in the first place?
It is, and it's a conspiracy theory.
The president insists he was the victim of a deep state spy operation in 2016, a conspiracy theory the attorney general has embraced.
Ever notice how politicians and journalists use exactly the same talking points? Congressman Devin Nunes has noticed that. He's been at the heart of the Russia probe from the very beginning. He knows better than anyone what official Washington did to reverse the 2016 election. That story is told in the new book, The Plot Against the President, the true story of how Congressman Devin Nunes uncovered the biggest political scandal in history, by Lee Smith, which, by the way, at this hour apparently is #1 on Amazon, which tells you a lot. Congressman Nunes of California joins us tonight. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, thank you. And the title's very kind, but there's a lot of people that did a lot of great work.
Yeah, I'm going to read it. I think it sounds, Lee Smith is a credible reporter. Tell me what you make of journalists in Washington demanding that we stop asking questions. Typically, our default is always we want to know more. We're the askers of questions. That's our job. And yet they're telling us, shh, no more questions. Right. Why are they telling us that?
Well, not only that, it's even worse. Now, you had on the conspiracy theories. They're chasing daily conspiracy theories on this Ukraine hoax. And so what I've been trying to tell my colleagues, that if these are mainstream reporters and they're out there asking you questions about conspiracy theories, about Trump, and what do you think about, did you send anybody to this place? I mean, every day is a new conspiracy theory. And when I walk down the halls, I have to continue to tell these reporters that, look, I'm not going to talk to you in this lifetime or the next, because these aren't real reporters. They're assassins. They're assassins that are taking information from the Democrats on the Intelligence Committee, and they're spreading it out there. And so...
Well, they're DNC operatives, obviously.
They're operatives, yeah. And we need a free press. We need a free and fair press, but that's not what we have today.
Well, I don't know. I mean, on this show, we're not always, rushing reflexively to defend Trump on everything. I don't work for Trump. I say what I think. These people work for the Democratic Party. They're just hacks. So let me ask you, why don't we know at this late date what exactly happened? Why haven't we seen, to name one among many examples, the full FISA applications?
Yeah. So that's waiting on Horowitz, the FISA application specifically. So Horowitz is gathering all the evidence. It's finished. He notified Congress that it's finished. He said last Friday, I believe, that it's going to have very few redactions. So that would tell me that we're going to get to see a lot of what went into that FISA. When you go to the broader investigation, why did Mueller spend $35 million and not get to the bottom of what actually happened? Look, and I think this really needs to happen. There are investigators and lawyers that were on the Mueller team that also have to be looked at. Because if they didn't get to the bottom of some of the stuff that Durham's going to get to the bottom of and Horowitz is going to get to the bottom of, I think we have a lot to be concerned about. I'm just today, another breaking news. There's always breaking news every single day on this subject. But General Flynn, who was maligned, okay, and Lee talks about it in his book, he was maligned back in 2014. They really maligned him in 2016, said he had this Russian girlfriend. Yeah. It was all nonsense. So finally today, a judge canceled the Flynn hearing. So I'm hopeful that the judge will read what Flynn's lawyers now have put in front of the judge, and hopefully the judge will throw this out. I mean, this is not a way to treat a war hero.
Of course not. Meanwhile, he's not the only one. I mean, next week, Roger Stone is going on trial in this city, likely to spend the rest of his life in prison. Because why? This whole thing.
Well, that's going to be questionable. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, we
I
will.
mean, there's a lot more, I think, to be learned on that case, too.
I think there is. Congressman, thanks, as always, for coming on tonight. I appreciate it.